I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And I pray that you, being rooted and established in love, may have power together with all the Lord's holy people to grasp how wide and long and high and deep is the love of Christ, and to know his love that surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God.
Thanks, Grandpa. So when I first started looking at this passage, I was looking at it as a whole, and even though this passage is super powerful as a whole, it resonated with me more as I started to take it line by line. And for me, the two kind of elements that really jumped out at me were in verse 16 and the latter part of verse 19. So I'm just going to reread those bits. I pray that out of his glorious riches he may strengthen you with power through his Spirit in your inner being, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith. And then the latter half of verse 19, that you will be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. For me, this really stood out because this year has been a real difficult year. I don't think anyone would say it's been plain sailing. It's been full of uncertainty and worries and stress and anxiety and kind of situations that we never would have thought we would have faced. And it's been hard, and it's a difficult one to get through. But God's saying that he will give us the strength and the power to get through any circumstance that the world might throw at us, be it COVID-19, be it an illness, be it any other difficulty that we're kind of facing. And he'll give us the strength and the power to get through it through his Spirit if we ask him to. Not only on a surface level, so that we can hold it together for everybody else and kind of keep everyone else going, but in our inner beings, through his Spirit, we'll have a sense of his peace, a sense of his joy, and a sense of his comfort, knowing that he's the one that's in control. And even though the world might not look how we expect it to look, that God is in control and that we can rely on him to be our protector and our comforter. He has a plan for us. He has a plan to prosper us and not to harm us. And I just think that kind of reminding ourselves of those truths is really important, and to rest in God's Spirit, knowing that he is giving us the strength and the power to carry on, and not just in a little amount. It says at the end of verse 19 that you may be filled to the measure of all the fullness of God. So it's not just a tiny amount that God wants to give us the strength and the power to kind of persevere and to keep going. It's to the fullness, the full measure of the fullness of God, which is incomprehensible. And so, yeah, I just want to encourage you today that if you're feeling a bit worried or a bit anxious or a bit low or any of those things, that press into God, ask him that through his Spirit that he will fill you and fill your inner being, that he'll dwell in your heart and just give you the strength for today and the strength for this coming week, whatever you need it for. So yes, I just hope that is an encouragement for today. See you later. Merry Christmas.